How do you hit high notes? Yeah, good question. So something I see a lot online and in my studio, and it's super, super common, this tendency to grab here. It's so, so common, and we all want to do it. This, you want control here. When in fact, control really comes from the body. It comes from your ability to send air and to pass air through closed chords. When chords close, you need air pressure to pass through those chords, and then the chords become like this little vibratory embouchure, kind of like in a trumpet. You know how you buzz your lips when you put it to the mouthpiece of a trumpet. That's called embouchure. In this case, the chords become like your embouchure, and air has to pass through. And the more grab happens here, the more you limit the amount of vibration that the chords can actually have. So one trick you can think of for hitting better high notes is to think of that air which passes through the chords. So chords close, ha, ha. Practice is to send air through chords. Ha, 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 ha. And so what this can mean is you can sing breathy. Ha, ha, ha. Or you can have the idea of singing breathy. Because very often when you start to get into your higher registers, the chord closure increases. So the tension on the chords actually increases as you go. They start to stretch. If you're doing it properly, the chords start to stretch and they tighten. The closure becomes a little bit tighter because it's a higher frequency, so it has to beat faster. And what that means effectively is you need more air. You need more air pressure, basically. So down here, it's like speech level is more or less what I speak. And then as you go higher, it requires a little bit more of that. So you have to pair that with also release here. And so again, I always think of, it's very, very simple, my approach. I always think of sending air through closed chords to high place. High place is where resonance is, where the real quality of your voice, the ring of the voice. For a limited time, I'm offering a course and a coaching program and a live community where I can give feedback and personalized attention. It's only open for about 20 students, after which I'm going to close it. Click on the link in the comments. I'll be happy to give you more information. And so you can practice this by, think of blowing steam. You blow hot air. And it's kind of a lot. This is like kind of an aggressive attack we're doing in this case, like wah, like a single punch or whatever. But in singing, it's a slower movement. So this is just practice, that kind of it's like vocal kung fu in a way. Then when you want to expand on that and you want to slow that down and make a longer phrase, it's kind of like this. You really have to not be afraid of working and sending air, taking in air, sending it, just like you're breathing fire or something. But the big one that is hard for a lot of people, and this is always work for every singer, no matter what your level, is tension. Tension is always your enemy. Chords will close. Chords will close. If you have intention to make sound, chords will close. You don't need to do much to make it happen. And as a matter of fact, the less you do, the better, because oftentimes what we want to do is we want to control with lips, tongue, and jaw. And this is so, so common. I always, when I'm warming up, I remind myself, I'm sending air through to resonators. Air is carrying voice, and this is releasing. And so another trick you can think of is think of sending air, don't think of sending voice. What I think is very helpful is you can think of air is above voice. Voice is down here, air is up here. So you send air through to your head, to resonators, nasal cavities, all of this beautiful head resonance, this big dome you have here. And you know, whether you're going forward, or ha, or up here with it, as you do in opera, it's the same idea. Think of breath living above voice. Voice rests below breath. So breath passes through, and it actually creates a little bit of above pressure from above, supraglottal pressure, which helps the larynx stabilize and relax. And then you can open, you get beautiful closure of chords and a free tone. Ha. reaching air through to resonators, to high place in head. And it pressurizes and stabilizes larynx. So think of singing breathy and send air through chords. Relax here, work here, and send air above chords. Catch the air above the chords to stabilize the larynx so the larynx can rest in a free position, in a free and low position. Like this. And that will help you get through to those higher registers because you'll be accessing your head by air pressure, in fact.